So, who would like to share what you know, whether it's about the city or your impression, or especially about the school district? What do you know, what have you heard?
Large percentage of Latino students.
Very large percentage, over 80%. Okay. We in Calistoga Joint Unified School District has, for many years, really have had the demographics transformation first in Napa County. Anybody else?
You have a administration staff, a principal, your main counselor. They're really into multicultural approach. They're pro anything they can do for the community of students.
We are definitely making changes. We still like to see a lot more role models in our district, but now we stole her from you. Nika Gavas, as our elementary school principal, she is the first Latina administrator at the site level. Okay, anybody else?
You're doing some interesting things with technology and bilingualism combined.
Correct.
So 21st century
Correct.
learning.
And I will tell you a lot more about that. That is one of our signature practices, by the way, that we're very, very excited about. Anybody else?
You're a basic aid school district, and so you're better funded than Napa County Unified for people.
We are not. We like to basically say that Calistoga is more of a middle class basic aid district. Okay? We are not. We can't compete with St. Helena. Nobody can compete with St. Helena. Or other districts in Marin County, for instance. But we do get a little bit more funded than the typical regular limit districts, and I can share that with you. But not a lot more.
When I first started doing research in Napa, Calistoga was already just hit, this was almost 20 years ago, had already hit 50% Latinos.
Yes.
Nobody was really aware of that, and it was a really an outrage that there was not support in the counseling staff for Latino students, and they were not saying, yes, you can go to college.
That is correct. As I said, we have had the largest percentage of Hispanic students for many, many years. And one last person?
You have, last I checked, a good functioning arts center that includes showing the work of the students from K through 12 in your...
That's one of our enrichment programs. Calistoga, precisely because it has been facing the issue of how to better educate our Latino population, has struggled with student achievement. Our elementary school had been in program improvement since 2000, which is the year that the No Child Left Behind accountability system came into being in the state, in the nation actually, under President Bush. So since 2000, I am very, very proud to say that we have been making significant gains in student achievement in Calistoga, to the point that we got rid of the program improvement label as of 2013, because we met not only the state, but also the federal guidelines to exit program improvement. Basically meaning that our students have the abilities, they have the capacity, they have the cognitive ability and the potential to succeed and achieve whatever we believe they can achieve. My philosophy is that sometimes poor performance on any student has to do too because of the expectations that we have. If as a classroom teacher or those in a leadership position believe that, oh, look, you're coming from a home that is dysfunctional, you're coming from poverty, you're coming from a home where your parents are not literate. My parents were not literate. And if you have that belief, it's going to be very hard for you as an adult to expect more than that. from the children. So it's the expectation and the belief that if you have children going to a school system where the adults are willing to do whatever it takes to provide them with the support that they need to succeed, they will succeed. They will meet your expectations. Some of them may do it faster than others, but they will get there. Calistoga in the past 5 years, as a result of some of the changes that we have made, and we have made a lot of changes. Not only in terms of reorganizing the organization, the district, as far as staff. The first year I came here, I was able to offer retirement incentives. Okay. Because in some cases, some people are ready to go, but they're not willing to take the next step. Okay, so you give them a little bit of a push. And I have done different programs, different approaches to do just that. Because if you don't change the culture, you're not going to change anything. And that goes in any environment, whether it is, any business, you have to change the culture. And I needed to change the culture of having low expectations into high expectations. I needed to change the culture of believing in the kids we have. I'm going to share something with you. When I first came to Calistoga and I began looking at the data, the student achievement data in terms of reading, mathematics, and so forth. And I was really disappointed, shocked, and more than that, I was angry. Because I saw that the ELs were scoring, in some cases, lower than the students with disabilities. Yeah. And that should never be the case. Should never be the case. Often, we have the misconception that if we are not fluent in the English language or fluent in any language that you are going to school or learning, that therefore you may not be very smart. Okay? And it's difficult for some people to move to get out of that deficit model and believe that language is a skill that you can learn. But if you are not fluent, you can still learn content. So in many cases, I have seen throughout my years of education that we delayed introducing kids to content, to the academic content, because we say, he doesn't speak English very well. How many of you have gone to a four-year college and have had professors that had much worse accent than you? But what do they know? They know their content, and they know their subject matter. Okay? And that's what we need to change, is to change that mindset that we have. And that, unfortunately, is across every school district, that we still have some adults that believe that we're doing the best we can with those kids. That's what I was told. And my reaction was to say, that's criminal. That is a disservice to our population. Because I'm telling you, I am the poster child of what can be achieved. I come from very, very humble beginnings. I had nothing. And that's why I truly believe in all our children. Calistoga Elementary has become a distinguished school. Okay. And I'm very proud of all our students, all of our students. And I truly am very invested in them. And I believe that any one of us can achieve what we want as long as what I call also now is we rewire our brain. We do what we have to do to make it happen. Nothing is easy. Nothing at all. I'm reading a book, by the way, which is called just that, Rewire Your Brain. The author is Arden, which is fascinating. That has to do with the connection of the brain to your nutrition, to your health, exercise. But the fact is that now science says that our brain is not hardwired. Our brain is soft-wired, which means that we have the ability as human beings to retrain our brain based on what we do. And he has the formula, which he calls feed, okay? Focus, effort, you have to put in the effort. Then you have to do it for as long as what you are changing becomes effortless. And then you have to have determination. You have to stick with it. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes. And that's what we have to demand of everybody, especially our students, because you know what? As I tell many of my kids, you need to come back. You need to go to college. You need to come back. You need to replace me. And we need to see more teachers. We need to see more leaders in every sector of the community. Not just here in Napa, throughout the whole state of California, throughout the whole nation.
Thank you. That was, like you said, very, very inspiring. So we're all going to become teachers now. We're all trying. We are very pleased to have a special guest today as well, who's going to be doing a presentation. So without any further ado, I don't think he needs too much introduction. Congressman Mike Thompson. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What I heard was fantastic. I wish I could have been here for the first part, but I do know firsthand the good things that Calistoga is doing and has been doing for quite some time. Their commitment to education and their commitment to making sure that folks with special learning needs and education are addressed is pretty phenomenal. So I've been up there a couple times, seen the computer program stuff that you're doing, and they do just a fantastic job. And I think everybody knows that education is certainly the key to everyone's success. So, and I was born here in over 60 years ago, and I still haven't mastered the English language. Well, thank you all. I'm here just for one reason. Actually, two. I think Myra knows I'm on a diet. I think she brought me here just to torment me. The real reason I'm here is to say thank you to the Napa Valley Latino Heritage Committee. And I have a certificate, a congressional certificate that I'd like to present to your leadership. Come on in, leadership.
We'll join you. We're in it together. We're all holding hands.
And this is not only in recognition of all that you do to make sure that everybody understands the heritage, but what you do on a day-to-day basis and all the good work you do in the community. And I just want to say thank you very much. It's appreciated, it's important, and it's going to make a real difference. Thank you. It's very important.
Go ahead.
We'll see.
Okay, so a certificate of special congressional recognition presented to the Napa Valley Latino Heritage Committee, recognition of your efforts in celebrating the Napa Valley's 3rd annual Latino Heritage Month. Signed by Thompson. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Teresa Foster, and I'm one of the Latino Leaders Roundtable, in which our meeting was today done. We have great guests. Our first guest was the Doctora Esmeralda Mondragon from Calistoga. She talked about the importance of, checking our system for the education of our students. Also, the involvement of the parents that is so important, and to continue with our culture and our kids, to really keep them up there so that they have all the tools to do a better job when they're in either high school, college, or university, because that's what she is pushing to have university tools for those kids. Our second guest was the Congressman, Mike Thompson, which he came and presented a certificate for the Latino month heritage, which we're celebrating from September to October. Just like many other people who are really noticing this month, that is the Heritage Month, he also wanted to be part of our community today and part of our agenda, in which he introduced and present the certificate to all of us. So it was just a wonderful, luncheon, which we do every month, the last Friday of the month. And we also have many leaders here in the Napa County who come here because that's the point, that we need to get together. We do it here, and we come every month to hear what's going on in our community, to better be informed and then to better have decisions make for our future, our community. So I really appreciate that you are today with us, and that if you haven't come, please, you can check, and anything, just check with Teresa Foster, 707-255-8666, with Gerardo Martin or Jaime Peña Herrera.